Good morning, Benin City. Good morning, Edo State. Welcome to the live studios of independent television and radio for the live coverage of Edo State Governorship Election 2020. My name is Sonny Duke Okosun. In today's program, I'm joined by my colleagues, my co-anchors for the program. Philip Omogukmo is here. Philip, how are you doing?
Oh, great. And how are you doing too?
I'm great. And Uyi Agmunfogbe is also with me. Uyi, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Good morning.
I don't know why I'm so a bit super excited about today.
Is it because you're not voting?
Yes, even though I'm not voting, but in a sense I'm voting because I'm here.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited in a way, maybe because in the last couple of days it's been a very tense environment, and then maybe all of a sudden all that will just fizzle away today.
Yes,
yeah.
I think it also has to do with intrigues and suspense.
Yeah.
Like the build up to today's election, we've been having issues about how it's going to pan out. But now it's going to be a very big day. And
absolutely.
So a lot of persons out there are waiting to see how it's going to really stand out today.
Yes,
I think basically this is obviously an off-cycle election.
Yeah.
So the attention turns towards Edo State altogether. Everybody's interested in how it turns out. But more importantly, people are now feeling like, okay, ultimately the day is here. So it feels like Christmas in a sense for people. But then again, it confers responsibility on us to ensure that we not only make the most of today, but we make it an example. We've continued to hear that this will be an acid test for not just INEC, but even for security agencies, political parties and their candidates as well. And then for those of us on this end, which is the media, for example, it's also another opportunity for us to shine a light on many of these issues and associated elements.
Absolutely, absolutely. On my way to the studio, I mean, heavy presence of security agents, the police, the army, and all of that. And I think from my observation, they were quite civil in their engagement and interaction with the populace.
Yes, again, but it's two-way sides to this issue of the heavy presence of the security agents.
Okay.
Because some believe that, well, being that we have heavy presence, it means that the election is going to go peaceful.
Okay.
Those charlatans, miscreants that want to take undue advantage of the electoral process to cause mayhem would be nipped in the bud.
Absolutely.
But again, there's still this other side that seems to be emanating as reports have it that alleged party members, governors of a certain political party, you know,
all that is just they're just there are rumors and speculations still in the air. We cannot confirm all of that, except maybe as the day progresses, we get more details and information.
Yeah, but again, looking at the issue where we have the first election in this sense to be held amidst the pandemic, a lot is on INEC as the electoral umpire to prove what is bringing on board, because we've had issues about how this election will be. It will be transparent, it will be free, it will be fair. So we need to see it, and most especially the issue of vote buying. You know, it seems our politics is being characterized with this, and how can we nip this in the bud? Are we going to see such issues happening today?
All right, let's take a short break, and we'll be right back on the program. Edo State Governorship Election live studios of independent television and radio. You can just call it Edo Decides 2020, and that's what it is. Stay with us. Thanks a lot for staying with us on the live studio coverage of Edo 2020 governorship election. Just to let you know that all of our social media platforms are up and running, but a quick one with the WhatsApp number for you to be able to contribute to the conversations right here in the studio. Just take down the WhatsApp number 08038726759. That's our WhatsApp number. You can send in your observations and whatever you see in your neighborhood, just to ensure that we'll keep everyone abreast of what is happening in the Edo State governorship election. Now, I talked about the heavy presence of security, and that's something that should inspire people to come out and vote?
I think that comes with, as it were, mixed feelings, right? Okay. Because on the one hand, you have those who are saying, at this point in time, electioneering or electoral process should have evolved to a point where we do not need this so-called heavy presence of police. We've heard about show of force. Of course, we saw that yesterday again. Because they feel at this point in time, people should be able to go out to vote with or without this heavy presence of security men. But you can also go with that side of the argument if you don't address the fundamental issues, okay, which is the fact that some negative elements are likely going to take advantage or undue advantage of the entire process. There's likely going to be the possibility of some people coming to hijack the process in their own selfish interest. So the question is, how do you check this, or how do you proactively address this issue? I'm sure that's what informs the idea of bringing security agents to be able to address this. We understand, for example, no less than 31,000 police personnel had been deployed prior to today, for example. Of course, the Army had done its bid, the NSCDC, and all of the sister security agencies. But we're looking forward to a point where people will take out time during lunch break from work in the course of the week, for example, to go cast their votes without this heavy
presence of security.
Exactly, because you don't want to know how much goes into all of this, for example. These things don't come cheap, for instance. So we want to also look at how we cut costs and maximize the opportunities in front of us. Because when you look at the security presence, for example, it also sends some signal telling people, look, it's going to be tense. And when people have that sort of feeling, there's also the likelihood there will be some premonition, there will be some kind of fear they would nurse prior to the election. But I think for me, the consolation comes from the fact that the hierarchy of the police, the hierarchy of the army, and leadership of all of the security agencies have assured the people, particularly those going out to vote today, that there's no cause for alarm.
Even Mr. President has also...
Yes, he has lent his voice to that same call to say he's committed to free and fair polls in the state, and of course he has thrown his weight behind all of the security measures already put in place. So we're looking forward to the best of outcomes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gentlemen, thank you for being a part of the live studio coverage of EDO 2020. Well, we'll take a short break and then we'll bring on board our first set of panelists on our discussions today on the EDO State governorship elections. Sir Adam Saliu is a legal practitioner, a journalist, and a public affairs commentator. We also have Professor Tony Ijewere. He will be joining us in a moment. Respecting Agbe Omoroyi from the Center for Democracy and Development to also be part of this first session of our discussion. Once again, we thank you for joining us. Please stay with us.